Okay, so I'm going to service my car. Some of the things I want to do is I want to change the spark plugs on both sides, and I want to change the air filters on both sides as well. Let's start off by doing the air filters first. For that, we're going to take this panel off, we're going to take this cross section off, we're going to take this tube off, this tube. Okay, so we're going to take this cover panel off real quick. We've got these 6 clips up here in the front, so we'll take those off using one of these tools. If you have a little screwdriver or something, you can do that as well. This is just, for me anyway, a little bit more of a secure option. Less likely to scratch things or to damage things. Doesn't stop you from dropping things, obviously. And we're back, we found it. Let's do the last one here. This here. We're not forcing anything. Let's put clips in there. There we go. Taken off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take these cross braces off. Okay, so I just took the opportunity to brush this all off since the panel is off anyway. Okay. Nice and easy. This is a 13mm socket. They should just slide out like that. So they've got a little sort of rubber grommet holder there, which looks like it needs to be reseated a little bit. There we go. And on the other side, there we go, nice and easy. This is how it's supposed to be seated, nice and round. Okay. So next we're going to take this and the other side off as well. Let's take off the cover as well. Alright, so I'm just going to get a flathead screwdriver. Okay, we're just going to use a flathead screwdriver for this. Release this. Doesn't hurt making them very loose. Just makes your job a little bit easier. And this one here. Careful on this. Putting that off, there we go. Got a little bit of oil in there. We'll do the same on this side. So I'll just put you a little bit closer to show you where to put some leverage. Okay, so if you look here, you've got a notch there, and you've got the same on that side, and that's where you can put a little pressure with the screwdriver to sort of get the movement going. So if you wedge yourself in between there, and so let me obviously want to take that quite easy, but you just sort of slowly keep doing that. I'm going to use 2 hands, which will be a lot easier for me because then I can apply pressure on it as well. The main thing you want to do is you want to make sure you don't nick anything, so don't dig your screwdriver in, just use it for leverage and just twist this slowly back. There we go. Okay, next we're going to take the air filter box off. Let me just show you what that looks like. So we're going to be undoing the torx bolts around the airbox cover, which will allow us to lift that straight up. So it's the same on the other side, like that. So you see there's the oil over there, so a fair amount. It doesn't use a lot of oil, but anyway. Okay, so we'll do the same over there. Okay, so we'll be using 30 torx for this. Nice and easy. They're the kind that don't have to come out all the way. Sort of mold it in. You can get them out if you want to or if you need to, but you don't have to. Just make sure that they're loose. And then we just take this. Oh, there's one hidden away over here. And that one over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in total on this box. So you can just lift that straight off and you see what that filter looks like. Okay, these are supposed to be changed every 60,000 kilometers, I think. So that is just under 40,000 miles. So yeah, looking like they're ready to go. If you want to take them off, you just twist it like that and it comes off like that. I'm going to put a little bit of rubber silicone grease on there just to keep that rubber nice and healthy. Now let's blow and remove all the crud out here as well. Give you a quick view of what that looks like. So yeah, quite a lot of leaves and all these sort of things in there, so we'll get rid of all that. So we could use some air on there, but then it goes everywhere and then I have to clean other stuff as well, so I'm just going to use a hoover real quick. Going to get a brush to loosen some of the debris. Okay, so after we hoover it out, we'll blow it out a bit. Just make sure you put something in there so no dust goes in there. Some other places as well. Okay. Add a bit of a wipe. Might as well. You can normally get access to these things, so why not give it a quick clean. Let's do the other airbox real quick. Same thing again, 6 screws. Just put that on there. You see they don't come out, so you don't have to worry. 3, 4. 5, full. All right, let's get this all cleared out. So we take all the big pieces out. Let's do that real quick. Let's get a cloth for that intake and then we'll blow that out. So we put a cloth in. That's that cleaned up. Now let's get them put back on. Okay, so putting the airbox back in place. Got the new filter element on. It's twist, as it says. Turn it that way, unlocks it. Turn it that way, locks it. Okay, so we're just gonna carefully put that back in position. As such. Okay, only really goes on one way. So like that, and we're going to tighten those 6 screws, and the torque of that is a very low 2, I think. Okay, so the torque is actually 2.5. Half a Newton meter is going to make a huge difference in the scheme of things. I'm not going to bother with that, right? So I'm just going to tighten it until it hits it, without really applying any sort of force to it. I would recommend you sort of go around a little bit, again, seat them. Just in plastic, so I'm not even tightening the thing, it's just the momentum of the thing is enough for me. Okay, great. Let's put that off and let's put that hose back on. Okay, let's get this hose back on here. So it sort of has these locking pieces right in place, so you want to just make sure they sort of stay in there as much as possible. So we use a twisting motion like that, twist this into place. Sure, it's going over nicely. Okay, there was plenty of cues to say how it needs to be. So for example, you've got a little arrow here and a little cutout, and that needs to be across that, right? So pretty straightforward. Just make sure that's in the place it needs to be. Just tighten it up. It's all well seated. There we go. Same on this end here. Let's make sure it's all the way it's supposed to be. And tighten it up. Okay. Cool. It's all sitting well. Let's do the other side now. Same thing. Okay, so let's put the new filter in on this side now. So maneuver past everything. It will just drop in place pretty much. Okay, and then we'll just tighten that up. Just like on the other side. sure you do that. And let's get this on here. There we go. Easier this way. Over. Same marking as on the other side. So make sure it sits the way it's supposed to and tighten it up. Okay, sitting all well. And then do this one. Okay, that's done. Let's get the lateral braces on real quick. Okay, so let's get the cross member on there. These these bolts need to be torqued at 24. So if you look at the way these things look, there's like raised ones in there because on this end, the one that's hidden, it screws into the cross member. Here it screws into the body. So just slide them under there. Don't forget you got that hole that seats on there. So just guide your finger on there. Once you're in place, put it down. There you go. So black bolts go on the back. Silver bolts go in the front. All of them are torqued the same specification. Okay, so that's on 24. One. Cool. Let's do the other side and then we can put the engine cover back on. Okay, so the other cross brace. Same thing, slide it through here. Guide the hole, push it down. Good. Torque wrench. So 24. Just make sure you don't over tighten this. This is a piece of aluminium, so it'll be nice and rigid, but it's going to be easy as anything to compress that like that. Okay, so now we just need to put this front cover on. So we're going to line up the clips in the front here, like that. Make sure that they're nicely lined up. Click them in, put in place. Okay, and we're just gonna push this under here so it slides nicely in place. There. And then pick up. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, This is where my OCD comes in play. Audi logo is all nice. And the lines. Okay, and the engine cover. That. Right. Okay, that's the job done. Hope that was useful, and leave comments if you have any. Thanks.